What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XPR Network today. The top gainer on the day, as far as my list is concerned, man. Big wick to the upside, man. But you got that big wick energy. It's okay. You've had that, right? Sometimes you sleep, but when you wake up, you really do wake up, man. That's a pretty big wick. You're not ripping right now, but if you remember, whenever you last kind of consolidated for a while, you had a big wick to the upside. You consolidated a little bit more and then rip-a-roo. You ripped right on through, ripped right through the roof there. I wouldn't be surprised. And you kind of did that to the downside too, right? Big wick to the downside, and then later you came down. Maybe that's how this thing goes. I don't know. Looking at this here, it almost still looks like you're in this massive bull flag, right? Like here's your flagpole. Here's a flag. I don't know if I'd call it a bull flag, but it does look bullish. It does look bullish overall. It's been very boring. Been hard to watch sometimes. It's just super boring. I think that where you are here, you are finding a relative double bottom, right? It's a slightly lower low, but it is still a double bottom. I wonder, let's actually look right here. Right there at that low. Look at that. Boom. Beautiful, right? Perfect. Literally perfect. You can tell there's been some buy pressure up at this area. Or down at this area. Prior areas of resistance, prior areas of support. Look at how perfect it is. It's beautiful. That's great structure, you guys. It's really great structure. And this kind of reaction is very nice to see. Okay, bouncing off your 40 on the weekly RSI, all this stuff looking good. Looking at the weekly RSI in itself, I mean, you've got higher lows. You're finally at this area right here. Look at how perfect. Look at I couldn't ask for better structure. You've been boring XPR, but dude, you've been taking your time to form. Good things take time. Good things take time, and this thing, it might provide some good things in time, my friends. It might provide some really good things. I don't think that this means we're blasting off right now. We're not going to be at 1 to 5 cents tomorrow, but this is it's kind of like the conductor on a train, saying all aboard. Like if you want to hop on the party barge, this thing's about to take off. If we're looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, let's take it slow, and then we'll speed it up a little bit, okay? Should we look at this with some volume, maybe? BitGet, KuCoin, Mexi. Which one's got the most volume? Does BitGet have the... I'm actually kind of curious here. Which one does have the most volume? 53 million on BitGet. Probably KuCoin. 201 million. Yeah, probably KuCoin. Mexi has a chance. Let's see, Mexi. What you got? What you got for me? Yeah, KuCoin. KuCoin whoops everything. Okay, so KuCoin, I love KuCoin, man. By the way, guys, like I don't know if this is an insult, but I feel like it's so underrated. I feel like it's such an underrated exchange. I love KuCoin. I'm going to tell you a quick story about KuCoin, then we'll get back to XPR, okay? My first cycle with KuCoin, back before you weren't allowed to use them if you were American, they were set up in China. And I got a tip, and it was true. It was an actual thing, and there was some news going on that if you were paying attention in the right places, KuCoin was going to get raided by the Chinese authorities. And in China, they were banning Bitcoin, banning crypto. They were just basically what they were doing is they were banning it, seizing your assets legally because they banned it. And then after all their assets were seized, then they made it legal. So they came in, they're like, oh, you're doing crypto business? Illegal. That's ours now. And then they make it legal again. That's China's, like that one meme. Don't trust China. China is asshole. If you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to my Chinese friends though. I love Chinese people, man. Genuinely. Anyways. By the way, you guys got some really good food. They raided KuCoin. They raided the base, the HQ that KuCoin had, and KuCoin, badasses, in the middle of the night, they took everything. They moved to Singapore. They left the country. They moved to Singapore, set up base there, still running, still operating. Everybody, the whole space was thinking that, well, maybe not the whole space, but people who were in the know thought that KuCoin was going to get raided. People were moving money off the exchange. They kept their funds safe, their customers' funds safe. They literally said, we're up and out. And whenever the authorities got there, they found an empty office building with like some keyboards and some cords. Nothing else. No servers, no nothing. And it just... badasses. I love, like, that's some cowboy shit right there. Hats off to you, KuCoin. I'm just all right. Anyways, that's a little history for you. Okay, that happened back, I want to say, in like 2018 maybe. Anyways, getting back onto the topic here, isn't it fun to know a little bit of history? If you're in crypto, it's kind of fun to know history, right? Like that's why KuCoin will forever have my respect, man. That's some cowboy stuff right there. And in America, baby, we respect that cowboy stuff. Anyways, low to high, right below the 3.8, maybe not all of us. Low to high, right below the 3.82, finding support here. That's a good area to find support on a strong move. Actually, is a really good area. And look at that too, man. You got lower lows in the RSI right at the 50 where you'd bounce. You got higher lows in the price. Hidden bullish divergence right at an area to bounce from. And you're a top performer, man. I like it. I mean, look at this too, right? Look at Bitcoin on the last hour. It's dropping down. It's 0.7% down. A lot of cryptos are moving down because of that. All right, look at XCN over the last hour has moved down as well. XPR, though, is up 1.9%. You've kind of been going against the market here, doing your own thing for a while, just being boring. Might you just do your own thing now and continue to move up? I like where you are. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for the fact that I was concerned Bitcoin was going lower, I would just say right now, yeah, you're going up higher. But you do have a relative double top. You moved up, volume started dying off. I mean, you've pulled back though. You've already pulled. You did it. You're at the three. You had your 15% pullback already. Okay, so we're gonna go over a couple scenarios. Okay, if it wasn't for Bitcoin, I would have no problem calling this an area to bounce from. So let's pretend that that's what you're gonna do. I think that you find support here and that you'll move up. Okay, if I'm wrong, and I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. 2 zeros, 2 9, 2 zeros, 2 8, somewhere in this zone, that's where you'll find support at the golden ratio, okay? You'll come down, you'll find support around there, and you'll probably continue to grow, right, and see new relative highs, stuff like that. If you find support here and you come back up to these highs, understand you're not going to stop at these highs. I don't care if you come up here and then you wick back down and there's no case scenario where you don't break out of these highs if you're back above 0, let's say 0036, okay? So get above 0036. That's a good goal to have. If you go lower, it's okay. 00294, 00285 awaits, and it'll be very, very forgiving with support, okay? 4-hour time frame, you got overbought. Nice. You're out of the overbought zone. You're almost at the 60 where you can find support here. Even if in the next hour and 26 minutes you don't make a move, you just hold this area of support. This is a perfect area to find support on the 4-hour time frame as well, let alone, again, the 1-hour time frame finding support at the 50. You could move a little bit lower. You could move a little bit lower and you're still fine. But do consider that if you, let's see, from a low to a high, do consider that actually if this 1-hour time frame closes below the 382, if you close below 0032432, if you close below there on this 1-hour time frame, you likely will continue to go lower. Two closes below the 382 would make me think you go lower, in all fairness. And where are you going to go to? 2 zeros, 2 9, 2 zeros, 2 8. And that's okay if you do. Okay, looking at the 4-hour time frame. Maybe we should look at the daily time frame. We just looked at the 4-hour. Daily time frame here. Finding resistance at areas of resistance, that's okay, right? You found immaculate support. Clearly, I mean, you can't say that you didn't find immaculate support from a low to a high. You had a 51% move in like a day's time. That's phenomenal, okay? Low to high or high to low here. And I'm going to take the low here, not the scam wick from February 3rd. Not that scam wick, okay? High to low here. I would anticipate that XPR in no time at all, probably by the end of July, we'll see targets that are worth multiple cents or more, okay? The golden ratio is a good minimum target. That's a 5x from here, okay? 1.66 cents. The 1886200 area, that's an area that a lot of cryptos are targeting, and that's about a 6x, almost a 7x actually, to about a 7, almost an 8x there. 2.2 cents to 2.6 cents. I have the suspicion that XPR will see an 11x or more. I think that you will be worth more than 3.5 cents, more than 3 cents, something between 3 and 5 cents. You could go all the way up to 5.3 cents. That's the highest I give you, and that's about a 16x move. I don't really expect that to happen, but it could happen. That is right there with just above your all-time highs. I would more expect that you find resistance probably just below your all-time highs, just above this 2272 here, right there around 4 cents. Between 4 cents and 3.5 cents is my personal target, okay? Something in that zone. But you could find resistance at 5.3 cents or even just below there. At a bare-ass minimum, 1.6 cents, man. And you probably do find resistance in these areas here on your way up, right? They're probably going to be stair steps. It's not just going to be a straight shot, but you never know. This thing is definitely not afraid of making a moonshot and just moving straight through the roof. So I don't know if we have anything else to talk about. I love the support. You look great. You look fun. I mean, just overall too. Can we appreciate? Just look at this chart, man. Like, look at this graph. It's a perfect. It's beautiful. It's literally beautiful. There's no doubt in my mind. And even if we're being honest, with a W pattern, which this is a W pattern, right? That's a W right there. typically with successful W's, you actually do go just above the high where the W formed. You kind of consolidate there, and then you continue to run, something like that, right? And if you were to do that, 2618 is right there. I mean, maybe I'm not bullish enough, man. Maybe, I mean, with that thought, maybe I should change my maximum target. Maybe actually the maximum is 7.3 cents. And that's a 22x. And you got a low enough market cap XPR where that really could, let's look at, what is it? It's around 100 million, right? Yeah, just below. Low enough market cap, good enough volume on this move. Like, I could see it happening. I could definitely see it happening. Hell, let's move it up even. Let's say 9.5 cents, maybe. I feel like you're getting too far away from that high. 29x is a lot too, but I think 7.5, 5.3 cents, or sorry, 7.3 cents, 5.3 cents, that's the maximum area. The likely zone is between 3.5 and 4 cents. Anything in between 5 cents in there. And then the minimum zones are 2.6 to 1.6 cents. And the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking I come to the same conclusion every time we do this analysis, right? I don't see a scenario where you stop below 3 cents or even below 3.5 cents, man. I don't see a scenario where that's the case. So I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care of yourselves. And don't FOMO, but at the same time, maybe, you know, this thing's it's looking all right. Let's see. I want to look at this real quick one more time. I mean, it's probably at a relatively good area to buy here. But again, if you buy here, just understand that if you go down to like 2029, 2028, that's okay. It's totally normal. It's not a big concern. You can just buy more. You are moving up with volume, you're moving down without it, so that's kind of encouraging. But I got nothing else, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care, bye-bye. Thank you.